The world of professional wrestling stood still on July 24, 2025, a day that will forever be etched in the hearts of millions of fans. On that somber day, the legendary Hulk Hogan, known to his family as Terry Bollea, passed away at the age of 71. He was found at his home in Clearwater, Florida, leaving behind a legacy that is simply unmatched in the history of sports entertainment. For decades, he was more than a wrestler. He was a superhero in red and yellow, a cultural icon who told kids to say their prayers and eat their vitamins. His passing wasn't just the end of a life, but the closing of a monumental chapter in the story of professional wrestling, a story he largely wrote himself. The official reports that followed confirmed what many had feared. The cause of death was an acute myocardial infarction, a severe heart attack that ultimately proved too much for the larger-than-life figure. Further details revealed that his health had been more fragile than the public knew. He had been battling atrial fibrillation, a heart condition that can lead to serious complications, as well as a private struggle with chronic lymphocytic leukemia. This form of blood cancer had not been disclosed to his vast fan base, a testament to the private battles he fought even as he maintained his public persona of unbreakable strength. His final wish, as requested by his family, was for his body to be cremated, a quiet end for a man whose life was lived so loudly. The news sent shockwaves through the entire industry and beyond. From fellow wrestlers who shared the ring with him to celebrities who grew up watching him, tributes poured in from every corner of the globe. Hulk Hogan was the man who took professional wrestling from smoky bingo halls and turned it into a global phenomenon, headlining the first 9 WrestleManias and creating Hulkamania, a movement that captivated an entire generation. He was the reason many fans started watching and the reason many performers first dreamed of stepping into the squared circle. His influence is impossible to overstate, and his absence leaves a void that can never truly be filled by anyone else. For those of us in the business, the loss felt deeply personal. Whether you loved him or had your differences with him, you had to respect what he accomplished. He was the standard bearer, the one who made it possible for all of us to perform on the grandest stages in the world. His charisma was electric. His connection with the crowd was magical, and his presence was simply titanic. The image of him cupping his ear to the roar of the crowd, hulking up against impossible odds, and dropping the big leg for the victory, is burned into our collective memory. He was and always will be immortal in the annals of WWE history. In the wake of such a significant passing, the world naturally turns its attention to the family left behind to navigate the difficult aftermath. The tributes from WWE were swift and prominent, with special video packages and 10-bell salutes honoring their greatest icon. However, a notable absence from these public ceremonies was his daughter, Brooke Hogan. In a heartfelt and revealing post on her Instagram account, Brooke clarified that she had not been invited by WWE to participate in any of the on-air tributes for her father. This news came as a surprise to many fans, who expected to see his entire family united in remembrance. In contrast, her brother Nick Hogan was invited and did attend, creating a visible divide that raised many questions among the wrestling community. Brooke Hogan's statement provided further context that shed light on the complexities of her relationship with her father in his later years. She bravely shared that she had made the difficult decision to request her own removal from her father's will back in 2023. This was not an act of malice or disrespect, but rather a protective measure born out of concern. According to reports from sources like TMZ, Brooke had grown wary of the people surrounding her father, and wanted to distance herself from the inevitable financial complexities and potential disputes that could arise after his passing. It was a preemptive move to protect her own peace of mind and avoid being drawn into battles over his estate. This revelation painted a picture of a family dynamic that was far more intricate than the public had ever perceived. While Hulk Hogan was a global superstar, Terry Bollea was a father dealing with real-life family issues. Brooke's decision, while unconventional, speaks to a desire to preserve her relationship with her father's memory on her own terms, separate from the legal and financial entanglements that so often follow the death of a wealthy public figure. Her choice to explain her absence and her standing with the will was an attempt to control her own narrative in a time of immense personal grief, cutting through the speculation before it could spiral out of control. Her message underscored a painful reality, that even in moments of profound loss, the business side of life continues to move forward. The decision to exclude her from WWE's official mourning process, for whatever reason, highlighted a disconnect between the company and a key member of its most famous family. For fans, it was a sad footnote to a tragic story, a reminder that behind the larger-than-life characters and dramatic storylines, there are real people with complicated relationships and deeply personal struggles. Brooke's candidness offered a rare glimpse behind the curtain, revealing the human element at the heart of the Hulkamania empire. With the news of Brooke Hogan voluntarily removing herself from her father's will, the question of inheritance has become a major point of discussion and speculation. Hulk Hogan was not just a wealthy man, he was a global brand. His estate is incredibly valuable, encompassing not only real estate and financial assets but also a treasure trove of intellectual property. This includes the trademarks to his name, his famous catchphrases like "What you gonna do, brother?" and the rights to his likeness, which are still incredibly marketable. The control of these assets is the key to controlling the future of the Hulkamania brand, making the details of his will a matter of intense interest for both his family and the business world. Currently, the exact contents of his will remain private, and it is unclear who the primary beneficiaries of his massive estate will be. With Brooke out of the picture by her own choice, attention naturally shifts to his other family members, including his son, Nick Hogan, and his most recent wife, Sky Daly Hogan. The distribution of his assets, particularly the intellectual property, will determine who gets to carry the torch of his legacy forward from a business perspective. Will the rights be consolidated under one person, or will they be divided among several parties? This outcome could have significant implications for how the Hulk Hogan brand is managed and licensed in the years to come. The situation is further complicated by WWE's own stake in the Hulk Hogan legacy. While Hogan owned many of his personal trademarks, WWE has a long and intertwined history with the character, owning a vast library of footage and merchandise rights from his time with the company. The future relationship between Hogan's estate and WWE will be crucial. A cooperative partnership could lead to new merchandise, documentaries, and other projects that celebrate his career and generate revenue for his heirs. Conversely, any friction or disagreement could lead to legal entanglements that might stall or limit the use of his iconic image, which would be a loss for everyone involved. Ultimately, the settling of Hulk Hogan's estate will be the final chapter in his business story. It is a complex process that will likely take a significant amount of time to resolve fully. For the fans, the hope is that his legacy will be handled with the respect and care it deserves, ensuring that future generations can continue to be inspired by the man who made them believe in the power of Hulkamania. The question of who will steer that ship is one of the biggest unanswered questions left in the wake of his passing, a final mystery from a man whose life was lived entirely in the public eye. While the wrestling world was grappling with the loss of a legend, another storm was brewing around WWE's new hit series on Netflix, titled WWE Unreal. The show, designed to give fans an unprecedented behind-the-scenes look at the company, has been a massive commercial success, climbing into the top 10 charts in many countries. However, its approach to pulling back the curtain has sparked significant controversy and debate among fans, and even some within the industry. The core of the criticism lies in the show's willingness to break kayfabe, the long-held tradition of presenting staged events as real, which many feel has gone a step too far. A particularly contentious moment highlighted in the series involved the 2025 Royal Rumble. The show featured footage of the entire women's locker room emptying out to congratulate Charlotte Flair on her victory, a heartwarming moment of camaraderie. However, it was later reported that this scene was staged specifically for the WWE Unreal cameras. While talent was not forced to participate, the manufactured nature of the moment left a sour taste for many viewers who felt it undermined the genuine emotion of the event. This incident fueled a growing concern that the line between reality and entertainment was becoming dangerously blurred, not for the sake of storytelling, but for the sake of reality television. This skepticism was amplified by theories from some members of the women's roster. They speculated that a particularly heated and seemingly off-script promo exchange between Charlotte Flair and Tiffany Stratton was also manufactured for the series. Whether true or not, the fact that performers themselves were questioning the authenticity of on-air segments demonstrates the level of distrust the show has created. Fans began to wonder what else was being staged for the cameras, leading to a sense that the reality being presented was just another layer of performance, which ironically made the product feel less real than ever before. In response to the growing backlash, WWE's chief content officer Triple H mounted a strong defense of the series. He argued that showing the hard work and dedication that goes into producing WWE programming could actually increase the respect fans have for the performers. He framed the show as a modern way to engage with the audience, calling it a success that brings more eyes to the product. While his points are valid from a business perspective, the controversy continues to simmer. The debate over WWE Unreal raises a fundamental question for the modern era. In a world that demands authenticity, how much of the magic should be revealed before the illusion is completely shattered? One of the most compelling stories in modern wrestling has been the journey of Cody Rhodes, a man who left WWE, helped build a rival promotion, and then returned to achieve the success that had once eluded him. In a recent appearance on the Bill Simmons podcast, Cody finally opened up about the real reason he decided to leave All Elite Wrestling, the company he co-founded. He revealed that his departure stemmed from feeling, well, disrespected within the very organization he helped bring to life. This feeling of being undervalued in his own house was a line he was just not willing to let anyone cross, prompting his shocking decision to bet on himself once more. While Cody chose not to name the specific individuals who made him feel disrespected, he was quick to clarify that it was not his fellow executive vice presidents, the Young Bucks, and Kenny Omega. He emphasized that he remains good friends with them, pointing the finger at other unnamed figures within the AEW power structure. This revelation adds another layer to his well-documented departure, moving the narrative beyond simple creative differences or contract disputes. It was a matter of principle. For Cody, respect was non-negotiable, and when he felt it was gone, he knew it was time to leave the empire he had a hand in building. His return to WWE at WrestleMania 38 was a seismic moment, and his journey since has been nothing short of extraordinary. He has positioned himself as the top babyface in the company, a beloved hero on a quest to finish the story by winning the championship that his father, the legendary Dusty Rhodes, never held. Cody has embraced the idea that the greatest revenge on earth is success, and he has found that success in spades. His connection with the WWE Universe is undeniable, with arenas across the country echoing with the sound of fans singing along to his entrance music. His run has been a powerful lesson in resilience and self-belief. Cody's story serves as a powerful testament to his character and his understanding of the wrestling business. He proved that he could be a major draw outside the WWE system, and in doing so, he made himself more valuable than ever before. His return wasn't a retreat, it was a conquest. By leaving AEW over a matter of respect and then achieving main event status in WWE, he has not only secured his own legacy, but has also sent a powerful message to the entire industry. He is no longer just the son of a legend, he is the American Nightmare, a self-made superstar who forged his own path to the top. In a move that signals a major strategic shift for WWE, the 2025 edition of SummerSlam was presented as a massive two-night event for the very first time. This expansion transformed what was traditionally the biggest party of the summer into a weekend-long extravaganza, mirroring the successful format of WrestleMania. Fans who traveled to the host city were treated to a marathon of wrestling action, turning a single event into a multi-day destination. The decision was a bold gamble, testing whether another pay-per-view could sustain the energy and ticket sales of a two-night affair, and honestly, the results have been overwhelmingly positive. Triple H, the creative force behind this change, explained the logic in clear terms. The goal was to create a destination weekend that gives fans more value for their travel and their money. He envisioned a model where fans could arrive on Friday for SmackDown, enjoy the 2 nights of SummerSlam on Saturday and Sunday, and then stay for Monday Night Raw. He even referred to the concept as creating a Disney for pro wrestling, a place where fans can immerse themselves in the WWE universe for an entire weekend. This strategy aims to elevate SummerSlam to a status nearly on par with WrestleMania, making it a can't-miss global event. The success of this new format was immediate and undeniable. Ticket sales for the 2-night event were incredibly strong, indicating that the fan base was more than ready to embrace the expanded schedule. The company has already confirmed that the 2-night format for SummerSlam will return next year, suggesting that this is not a one-time experiment but a new staple for the WWE calendar. This change has significant implications for the company's business model, creating more ticket revenue, more opportunities for merchandise sales, and a bigger media footprint for one of its key annual shows. It solidifies SummerSlam's position as one of the Big Four premium live events. For the fans, this change means more wrestling, bigger cards, and a more festival-like atmosphere. A two-night event allows for more wrestlers to get a spot on the show, more storylines to reach their climax, and more epic moments to be created. While it requires a bigger commitment of time and money from those attending live, it also offers a richer and more memorable experience. The successful transformation of SummerSlam is a clear indicator of WWE's confidence in its product and its audience, proving that when it comes to their biggest shows, sometimes more really is more. Beyond the major headlines, the WWE rumor mill continues to churn with intriguing developments about several key superstars. One of the most talked about situations involves Karrion Kross, whose WWE contract is reportedly set to expire in August 2025. In a recent interview, Kross remained non-committal about his future, stating that his next steps depend heavily on what happens in the next 30 days. This has led to widespread speculation about his status. His prominent booking at SummerSlam is seen by many as a strategic move by WWE to demonstrate his value to the company and entice him to sign a new long-term deal. It remains to be seen if he will re-sign or test the waters elsewhere. Another name consistently linked with a potential WWE return is Alberto Del Rio. A report from The Observer suggested that some influential figures within WWE are pushing for him to be brought back to the main roster. According to the report, these individuals have been impressed with how Del Rio has conducted himself recently and believe he could be a valuable asset. However, this rumor has been met with skepticism. Sean Ross Sapp of Fightful, a reliable source in wrestling journalism, has stated that he has not heard similar information from his contacts within the company, leaving Del Rio's potential comeback in a state of uncertainty for now. On a more positive and certain note, Drew McIntyre's participation at SummerSlam is confirmed to be going ahead as planned. There was a brief period of concern when the Scottish Warrior found himself stranded abroad due to travel issues, putting his scheduled match in jeopardy. The thought of a major SummerSlam match being cancelled at the last minute sent a wave of anxiety through the fan base. Thankfully, the logistical issues were resolved, and McIntyre has since returned to the United States ready to compete. Fans can breathe a sigh of relief, knowing that his highly anticipated encounter will proceed without a hitch, ensuring the SummerSlam card remains as stacked as promised. These individual stories, from contract negotiations to comeback rumors and travel scares, provide a fascinating glimpse into the day-to-day operations of the wrestling world. They show how quickly things can change and how many moving parts are involved in putting on a global spectacle like SummerSlam. The futures of stars like Karrion Kross and the potential return of figures like Alberto Del Rio keep fans guessing and add an extra layer of drama that extends far beyond the ring. It is this constant flow of news and speculation that keeps the WWE universe so engaged, always wondering what will happen next. The current WWE landscape is filled with fascinating character dynamics, but few are as compelling as the one involving Alexa Bliss and the haunting new faction, the Wyatt Six. Alexa has publicly expressed a strong interest in joining the group, telling Fox News Digital that exploring that dark side of her character again would be fun. She reminisced about her deep connection with the late Bray Wyatt, recalling how he told her they would always be connected through their shared storyline. Even while enjoying her current tag team run with Charlotte Flair, Bliss continues to subtly incorporate elements of her past with The Fiend into her persona, teasing a future that could see her reunite with his dark legacy. In a surprising and heartwarming moment, Rhea Ripley recently broke character to share her true feelings about her longtime rival, Liv Morgan. In a candid interview with Alan Owens Wrestling, Ripley referred to Morgan not just as her wrestling nemesis but also as her wrestling love. She spoke about the deep affection she has for Morgan and the pride she takes in their extensive on-screen feud. Ripley explained that their story is so compelling because it is built on a complex history and a genuine emotional connection between them as performers. This rare glimpse behind the curtain showed the immense respect and friendship that underpins one of WWE's most intense rivalries. These moments highlight a growing trend in modern wrestling where the lines between character and performer are becoming more transparent. Alexa Bliss openly discussing her creative desires for her character allows fans to invest in her journey on a meta level, hoping she gets the storyline she wants. Similarly, Rhea Ripley's comments don't diminish her on-screen hatred for Liv Morgan. Instead, they enrich it. Fans now understand that the intensity they see in the ring is fueled by a mutual trust and a shared passion for storytelling, making their performances even more impressive and emotionally resonant. This evolution in how superstars interact with the public and discuss their craft is changing the fan experience. It allows for a deeper appreciation of the art form, recognizing both the on-screen drama and the off-screen dedication that brings it to life. Whether it's the potential for a dark turn with Alexa Bliss, or the revelation of a deep friendship between bitter rivals like Ripley and Morgan, these stories add new layers of depth to the WWE universe. They remind us that behind every larger-than-life superstar is a creative individual dedicated to their craft and to telling the best stories possible. The confluence of recent events, from the tragic passing of a titan to the strategic evolution of the business, makes it clear that WWE is standing at the dawn of a new era. The death of Hulk Hogan marks the symbolic end of a chapter, a farewell to the man who laid the foundation for modern sports entertainment. His loss leaves an irreplaceable void, but it also forces the industry to look forward and define what the future of wrestling will be. The focus now shifts entirely to the current generation of superstars like Cody Rhodes, Rhea Ripley, and Drew McIntyre, who are tasked with carrying the torch and forging their own legacies in a rapidly changing landscape. The controversies surrounding WWE, Unreal, and the strategic expansion of SummerSlam are two sides of the same coin, representing the company's aggressive push into the modern media world. On one hand, WWE is embracing transparency and behind-the-scenes content to engage a new generation of fans who crave authenticity. On the other, it is doubling down on the live event spectacle, creating bigger, more immersive experiences to keep the core audience invested. This dual approach shows a company that is willing to take risks, experiment with its formula, and adapt to the tastes of a global audience, even if it means occasionally stirring up debate among traditionalists. The personal journeys of superstars like Cody Rhodes and Alexa Bliss further illustrate this new era's defining themes: redemption, self-determination, and a deeper connection with the audience. Cody's story is one of proving his worth on his own terms, a narrative that resonates powerfully with fans. Meanwhile, Alexa's public desire to join the Wyatt Six faction invites fans into the creative process, making them feel like part of her story's development. This level of engagement is a far cry from the strict kayfabe era of the past, and points toward a future where the relationship between the performer and the fan is more collaborative and interactive than ever before. As we look ahead, the future of WWE appears to be one of dynamic change and bold innovation. The company is navigating the delicate balance between honoring its storied past and fearlessly embracing the future. From blockbuster Netflix series and two-night pay-per-views to the deeply personal stories of its athletes, the world of WWE has never been more complex, more transparent, or more exciting. For wrestling fans, this is a pivotal moment. We're witnessing the end of one great story and the explosive beginning of many others, ensuring that the spectacle of sports entertainment will continue to captivate the world for years to come.